ALTBAYS. ALTBAYS.
Hold that.
Action.
And we are live. Welcome. Welcome. ALTBAYS community. Welcome. We are streaming ALTBAYS live podcast here in Whitianga. I am not Leo. Leo is away with COVID, but I will impersonate him as long as I can be bothered. ALTBAYS, what do we do here? I suppose we are a media-based company. We support you with podcasting. If you want to make digital media, film, broadcasting, advertising, whatever your creative outlet, we were here to support you. You will find ALTBAYS podcast on all the major social media places, the usual spots like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, I don't know. Yeah, I'm done with that. Anyway, Fabian, and I'm here to do some interviewing, chatting, conversation stuff tonight. And I'm going to now jump over to my left. Who have I got tonight?
Brett Soanes.
It's the Brett Soanes, the Brett Meister.
Yes, we're on episode number 31.
Shit, is it really?
Yeah.
31.
Yeah, happens to be one of my favourite numbers. And don't forget about ALTBAYS clips as well on YouTube, a little YouTube channel.
Are they good? Are they good?
I think so, yeah.
Are they the best bits now, they?
Confident, do I?
So we get like a two-hour interview, and they'll put it down to 3 minutes, and that's all you need to watch and move on.
Yeah, or even less, yeah. But we're here tonight with Big Boppa, and he has a message he wants to share too.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Oi, Leo. Como está? Obrigado por estar aqui essa noite. Estou homorado para caralho. All the best, brother.
Now, that was beautiful. Boppa, what was that? What are you saying? And why are you dressed like this?
Oh, I just said hello to Leo. Thank you very much for having me tonight. I'm effing honoured. And
You can swear, by the way, if you want to.
oh, I'm too old for that.
Fair enough.
Oh, yeah, all good. I'm here because you asked me to come. Oh, no, Leo did, sorry.
Hey, that's okay. I'll be here. We'll breathe. Keep it nice. Relax. Chilled. Oh, beautiful. So, who are you? How do we find you here today, sitting at this beautiful table? How do we get you here?
There was no bribery.
Yeah?
I was just asked whether I'd come along. It probably rolls back to when I met Leo just before Christmas, and the Santa Claus suit arrived. I was doing charity for Bellyful, raising money for the charity, which is, I think a lot of people know about Bellyful. We cook food for families and mothers that are struggling, newborns and just generally struggling.
Oh, beautiful. That's nice.
So I got called in to do that in 2019 when I was in the timber yard. Emily came through and said, oh, flashing back, I've been doing Santa Claus for quite a while for different charities. So, yeah, it started off at Grace O'Malley's, having a photo shoot and people paying for the photos, and that money got raised. So we did that for 2 years, and unfortunately last year, because of COVID, it got cancelled, and also this year.
I know that because I've actually sat on your lap. You may not remember this, but with my family, my
Was
two
he
little
dressed as
redheads.
Santa at the time?
He was actually, yes. It was official, and it was at Grace O'Malley's, and it was for Bellyful. So absolutely supporting such a great cause. And I've got you in my photo album.
Oh, well, save it.
I will.
Don't lose it.
I've got 12 years of Christmas photos with you, Santa. Actually, just noticed you are dressed up tonight. Is this your personal suit?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Out of quite a bit out of character at the moment. It's not the right time of season for Santa. So, come towards December, I'll start packing it on a bit.
He wears that shit all year round, though, doesn't he?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. He doesn't. It's not just his Christmas suit, you know.
And so does it work
Going out,
as
yeah.
Regular attire.
Going out, yeah.
Is it like an outlet program? So like you work for the big cheese, you work for the big man,
Yes.
and he sends you out to
Thank you
represent.
very much.
That's beautiful. It's good. How
So
about
it's
children?
the charity as I started doing was 1997. So I was working at the airport. It's a security job, working for the government after customs. So night shift, you go a bit crazy, and someone dared me to do something physical. So I said, I'll ride a bike to Wellington Airport. And over that night shift, and the next morning, one of the ladies I was working with had put a letter out to a few airlines saying, "Oh, I'm going to do this bike ride for the Starship," which we were talking about. And then Thai Airlines, I think it was United Airlines, already thrown in $800 each by that next day. So I had to go and buy a bike and
So this was Auckland
you had to do
Airport.
it, right?
yeah, train for 6 weeks and
So Auckland Airport to Wellington Airport.
yeah, 647k.
Oof.
Lucky it's downhill the whole way, though, eh?
Well, it's down the south. Yeah, it's true. So the first day was Auckland to Hamilton, which wasn't too bad. The next day was Hamilton to Taupo, which was really hard.
Taupo, you would have made it. Jeez, it's a big run.
It's a little bit longer, so I think it was 137k. But when you're climbing a straight and it looks flat, it's not because you're climbing the plateau. So you come around a corner, there's another long straight that looks flat, but it's not. It's got a slow incline, so your mind's going, "What's wrong with me, man? My legs are going." So it took 11 hours.
Jeez.
So you got to Wellington in 4.5 days. So it was after Taupo, it was Taupo to Waihuru, and it was winter. So I think I had 99% of the people at the airport voting against me to get there, and 1% actually won their money. The other 99 lost. The other driving factor, and hey, Dad, he said to me, "You're going to ruin the family name. You won't get even halfway." Well, thanks. That made me get there.
Oh, I like it. Good motivation. Negative motivation.
Yeah. So
Did you say you bought a bike? So you weren't even a cyclist?
no, I think I was 30 when I did it. Last time I was on a bike would have been about 19.
Sweet. Shout out to 30-year-olds. You're saying, I'm now 30. Could I do this?
Yeah, give it a go. Yeah,
I won't. But, I just want to know if I could.
Why not?
Yeah.
I feel like there's something you could do.
Let's steer him. We'll put it there out. Well, let's just go from here to Thames.
It's a bit of a hill.
What about the K2? You could do the K2.
What's a K2? Can you tell me K2? I'm not up with
Is that what
anything
it's called?
physical.
Oh, I didn't even know if that was what it's called. The one where they go around the loop, they go up around the peninsula and back right around again. They do it every year, And they go from might start at Whitty and it goes up around through Cairo, Thames,
Oh,
back
jeez.
around through Corfu, Tairo, and then back.
That's
to
a lot of
Whitty
hills.
again. Yeah. And then there's some people who do it twice, and they call it the K
Yeah, I know what you
something
mean.
else.
Yeah,
K2 2.
That's interesting.
K20. K4. I don't know what they call it when you do it twice, but there is something.
K-bar, like the old lollies.
Yeah, it's pretty. They do it every year though. You see them
Alright.
come. When they come.
You got a year to train.
They come through.
I try and avoid them. It's really hard to drive.
It's a long drive, even let alone a bike. But
So, did you fly back from Wellington with the bike?
No, we had a support car, so we drove back here.
So it's not as bad as I think. So I could have a support car to have a bed on the back. Is it a ute? How does it work? Did you have to get support?
Well, before we left, me and Vicky Archer went. She was a support car driver. We applied to about 4 motels in every town, like Hamilton, Taupo, Foxton, and Waihuru. No one, even though it was for a Starship charity hospital, no one bar the small little Foxtelation Hotel in Foxton, the only one that put us up for free.
Shout out to Foxton.
Constellation Hotel. Good on you guys.
Beautiful. Well done. Geez, so you said that's the start of your charitable work. So what, did that snowball into something?
Yeah, that snowballed from there. That was 97. So 99, I went to just a party and people go, we're looking for male caregivers to go to Camp Quality in Pukekohe at the school.
What's Camp Quality?
That's for children with cancer. Mm-hmm. So obviously it's not that easy to get male caregivers. So I said, well, I don't really do charity. I did the bike ride. That was all I'd done. So I put my hand up and did that. And there was a 99. And then in 2002, Koru Care that are started up by Air New Zealand staff needed male caregivers. And my friend I was working with knew the lady in charge, Anne Bain. Hi, Anne. And obviously they approached me and I said, yeah, I'll come along. So I did that. And it was 2 weeks to America every year and 1 week to Australia with each year different children. So I had two boys each year to look after.
So did you take them on you take them on holiday? Are you there to help transport them from facilities for care and healthcare, or? Yeah,
well, it depends what conditions they have. Mm-hmm. They range from kidney kids, heart problem, cancer, diabetes. So you were responsible for those two children for the 2 weeks. You stayed in the motel. The whole group stayed in the motel. We'd go to the obvious theme parks, Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, but we also had the privilege to go to the California Highway Patrol, which is a lot of people would know as Chips, the TV show that was made from.
You don't remember it, you're too young.
Yeah, it was great.
Probably a bit young, yeah.
So those guys were amazing. Every year they'd put their hand up even on holiday to make sure they were back for that day that the kids from New Zealand, from Coriki, were turning up. They put on an awesome show with their bikes and guns. And also Baywatch You might be too young for that too. No.
Oh, yeah, everyone knows about Baywatch.
You know, David Hasselhoff.
Certain scenes.
Yeah. I thought
Yeah, you learn about the slow motion sort of toggle.
Yeah, so we went there every year, and that's we'd go to the LA airport and visit the Coast Guard helicopters, with millions of red helicopters. There was a movie with Kevin Costner. Can't remember it. That was the
Waterworld.
US Coast Guard. No, not quite. It's about water. It's rescues. Yeah.
Dances with Wolves.
Yeah. So we no.
Bodyguard.
No, I can't think of it.
Those are the only ones.
No, it'll come to me. But so we'd visit there first, 2 hours looking at the helicopters, and then we'd be taking buses to Los Angeles Fire Department Coast Guard, which was what the show Baywatch was modelled off. So then we'd go out in the Coast Guard boats, and the helicopters from the US Coast Guard would come out and do a rescue in the water. And that, I think, at a guess, it cost them like 50 to 100,000 every year for that one day.
So the helicopter went out to do a fake one, or they said, "Hey, you guys just go swim out there without any life jackets, and we'll see you in about an hour with these kids."
No, it wasn't that bad. No.
Oh, brilliant! So
it's an amazing opportunity.
This was running. So 2002, you're doing this.
2002 to 2013.
Jeez, that's a long time. So a lot of kids you worked with.
Yeah, and some of them, so 2002, I think one boy was maybe 10. So what would he be now? 30.
26.
30.
30. Oh, jeez, he's old, isn't he?
Yeah.
30.
Oh,
that makes sense.
I was waiting for you to do the math. You're the teacher.
Well, he's 10 then, so 20 years later, you're 30. I think you nailed it. I don't know where I went. I was trying to think how old you are.
Oh, I'm 37.
You must use a calculator all your life.
Man.
Probably. Well, I am a smartphone generation.
Yeah. So that was, and then we'd do 2 weeks to America. I think we took about 24 kids, 12 caregivers, and then 1 week a year to Sunshine Coast.
Jeez, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And so does this stuff still run today?
It's still going, yeah. I don't know how they're getting on with COVID. I think they do a few trips around New Zealand. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very good cause. So if anybody's
Absolutely.
out there, anybody there with a bit of spare money, good cause to donate to.
Right on.
Now they just go to the New Zealand Coast Guard, you know.
Sorry?
So they just go to the New Zealand Coast Guard and the New Zealand Highway Patrol. Hopefully.
We're going to take you to PR Rescue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, one of those could be alright, I suppose.
Yeah, ran out an inflatable.
They made a TV show out of that, didn't they?
Yeah. That's pretty good. Ish. I'm not really into reality TV.
I'm not really into sort of... We're just going to watch people in danger. It's like watching the news. It's very depressing.
Yeah, true.
Think of the parents sending their kids out there like, don't people die at this beach all the time? They've made a program about this beach. Please stop taking children there, unsupervised.
I think it's fine, though, It's just when they make mistakes that you end up in those situations.
Well, sometimes you think everything's fine. And I could flash back to 95 when I was on a charter boat in the Kaipara Harbour.
Yeah.
Dead calm day. My mate Mark Vucic, hi Mark, and he said to me, "I'll put your life jacket on." I said, "Come on, it's a big boat and it's dead calm." He said, "No, just put it on." He harped on about it. He was premonition, who knows. And we're by the graveyard, which is notorious for boat sinkings in bad weather, but this was a calm day. And we caught a shark, I don't know, 4 foot, and some of the boys wanted to keep it. So the skipper came out and shot it. We pulled it through the transom door, and within a few minutes, there was water came up to their ankles. So with a transom door, that should never happen. You're always above the waterline. So he decided to start the bilge pump and it wouldn't start. So he said, "Look, we must be flooded under the floor." He told us all to come to the front of the boat, and he had the right idea. He had a guy at the front with a knife, and he started the motor. So he told him to cut the rope on the anchor and power onto it, so he would have drained out. But when the guy cut the rope, it was sitting in neutral, so we sunk in 10 seconds.
Oh, jeez.
So, 2 died. So, sorry, changing the story, but, you never, water safety, always be prepared, even though it looks calm. Yeah.
It's a big thing. They always push it on the radio and stuff at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah.
And with that, there was that one that sunk up north just recently as well.
Yeah, they gave me a bit of a flashback, yeah.
Yeah. When you were saying that, it's that's exactly what I thought was that situation, There was a big boat. And,
this boat was brand new. They never found it. The Air Force and Navy searched, they saw an oil slick a day later. Just their harbour's so powerful, water flow, it got buried.
It's huge. It's the biggest. It's like the biggest harbour in
Australasia.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Water flow. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. So you worked security in New Zealand. So do you have a history of working in security around the world or just here?
I started 1990 in London.
Can you tell us about that? Where did you start?
I started at Tesco's in Camden Town. So work was hard to get then, and I think it was all around the world. Even New Zealand was a struggle to get work. So I ended up doing a security job at the supermarket in Tesco's in Camden Town.
You just standing there with your arms folded, staring people down, checking.
I wasn't that nasty. Oh no, I wasn't that nasty. No, just the problem was they sold alcohol before you get to the checkout. So we had a few problem people that turn up and want to buy alcohol, so you had to sort of tell them to leave. And one day I told this, I'd say not young, they're probably my age, I was 22. They were a bit high on something, and they said, "Oh, we're going to stab you tonight." So when I left, I was a bit worried, but someone did get stabbed. It was the security guard at Marks and Spencer's next door. He was not too bad. It wasn't too stabbed too bad, but he did get stabbed. So. Yeah.
Lucky they had a bad memory, eh?
I was going to say,
I wasn't too keen on that job after the second day.
No.
So, well, unfortunately, the Iraq War started. So the company I worked for, they sent me to the BCCI Bank in Southall with no brief. So I stood at the front of the door all day with the hat on, opening the door for the customers. And I didn't realise that you don't have to do that, Boppa. You can sit at the back and have a coffee and just sit there. Then from that, the president of the BCCI wanted someone to guard his mansion in South Harrow. So they put the word out and said, "This Kiwi guy stands up all day with his head on, opens the door." So I got the job doing that. And when the Iraq War finished, I wasn't needed. So the company that I worked for said, "Look, sorry, Bob, we ain't got a job for you, but when you go and apply for rural security at the Barbican Centre."
Can I just rewind you there? You were security for a mansion.
Yeah. In South Harrow.
Was that
Harrow on the Hill?
Was that manager sort of living there? Were you? No. What did you do?
Well, I did 12-hour shifts. So, he's got his Rolls Royces and it's a big field, and we sat in this little room, like say this size. We had coffee, tea, little TV, but every hour we had to walk around with a swipe machine, and they had little tags on each part of the property. So, on parts of the tree, on a shed down the back. So every hour we'd do a perimeter check and show that we printed off and show we'd actually done the check.
Huh. Jeez. Epic.
So it's like the Godfather, pretty much.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
you know some good people.
Yeah, every other day, you're like slug gunning people off the fence line, or like, was it full intensive? Was there a need for the security? Is really what I'm after.
Well, no. Well, what could I do? Hit him with a wet bus ticket? I mean, we didn't have anything to control anybody. It was just like
your presence alone.
Yeah, because in London at the time, the IRA were doing a lot of bombing, so. I remember when I was working at the Barbican, we were told to go home in our uniform on the bus. It's just wouldn't be much of a deterrent, but security was everywhere. You know, people.
What was your uniform? I should say, for those ALTBAYS listeners on Spotify and those audio-based podcasts, Boppa's sitting here dressed in a rather fetching, dashing Santa costume. He has the most beautiful frosted beard. He's got lovely. Is there something in the lens there? Is that completely clear, the lens? No magnification. Oh, it's beautiful.
What?
And a lovely Santa hat. So Santa is actually sitting with us, and he looks absolutely fantastic. So when I asked Boppa here, were you wearing a different uniform, or what were you wearing on the bus?
Oh no, it wasn't Santa. Sorry, no.
I'm currently picturing Santa on the bus going, "Oh no, it's very, very depressing."
Well, it's a good deterrent, though.
Yeah. Oh,
perhaps.
Everyone on the bus going, "What time of year is it?" Sidling away from you, getting the front back.
It's Easter. Oh, okay, I got it wrong. No.
But so, did you have a security guard's uniform? Like, so what was the presence? What made it say, "Please leave your uniform on when you go home"?
Oh, it was just like everybody's on red alert that time. So the whole of England, the UK, a bomb would go off from say Manchester. So the whole of the UK be on a higher level of security. So you'd see a bag, just a plastic bag. You'd be calling up the police to kind of search it. We worked at the Barbican that had the London Symphony Orchestra and the Royal Shakespeare Company Theatre and multiple restaurants and cinemas, and we had a raw visit every week or two. Sorry, about every second week. So it's just the nature of the person. You're like 6 months, nothing's happening. Yeah, you look at the bag, it's all good. You don't worry too much. There's a bombing yesterday in like Manchester or whatever. You're on your toes. Your level of security jumps up real high, so you're concerned about everything you see, and the general public are the same. They get on a bus and they see a handbag there. There was a bombing 2 days ago. You're not going to leave it and not tell anyone.
Absolutely. That'd be real frightening.
Yeah, who was doing these bombings?
IRA.
And
Irish Republican Army.
And so were they, at the time, was there a particular angle that you knew they'd go for, or was it random? Were there targets?
Random.
And public, or certain companies?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yes.
the Barbican is in the banking district of London. So I remember, I think it was late 91, there was a £1,000 fertiliser bomb that blew up at Moorgate in the banking district. And I was at work that day, and the blast came right through the whole building we were in. So
How far away were you?
about a kilometre. So
Jeez.
I was actually also quite a bit of a Jonah. I was quite fortunate. I was in the King's Cross station 2 hours before that IRA bomb went off, and that killed a couple of people.
Yeah.
But, at that time, it was common. Every 3 months there'd be a bombing.
Jeez, well, shout out to those born in 1991. Whoop!
Lucky you.
Didn't have to deal with all that, you reckon?
No.
No. We went living in UK, eh?
Absolutely.
So what are they? I don't know. I'm sure you're not some sort of expert on Ireland or Northern Ireland, but like, what are they bombing for? Do you know?
Just because. Well, I don't want to get too political. Some will be after me.
Nah, do it. Yeah, some of them are after you. Yeah.
Right. So the Protestants and the Catholics, basically.
Yeah.
So in the North of Ireland, mainly Protestant.
And they're just bombing for.
And the IRA, the South, so they're Catholic. So the South, the Catholics in the South want the Northern Ireland back off, basically Britain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they're just bombing just for the sake of terrorism, kind of thing. Just like, hey, we're here, we can bomb you.
Yeah.
And then
So pull out.
They carry on.
So pull out or we keep going.
Oh yeah.
But it pretty much has died down now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Fingers crossed here from
touch
ALTBAYS and Fitzyounger.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, so that was London. So the London Symphony Orchestra. So did you get to see a lot of music or performances or stars? How did that work?
Yeah, well, I met Frank Stallone. I guarded his green room when I didn't even know who he was. Stallone, yeah, straight away I think he must be related to Sylvester, which was his brother, and he was a big band singer. So I looked after his green room for that show. Funny thing was, he had a jug of orange juice here, and I think about the second break he came out, I said, "Oh, you like orange juice?" He said, "Well, it's got half vodka in it." I said, "Oh, okay." Victor Borger, Bonnie Tyler, the two Ronnies. You just, because it's such a huge complex, 11 stories, people go into restaurants and cinemas, and you see someone walk by. Oh, there's John Cleese, Stuff like that.
Brilliant.
But
I'm just trying to picture Sylvester Stallone singing, Sylvester Stallone's brother singing with a big band.
Tell us how it is. Go.
Stars spreading the news. Adrian. That's all I got, really.
probably, I can't remember. Might have been like that so long ago, eh?
I mean, the comical effect. Was it a comedy show? Or was it a music comedy show? Like,
No, it's full big band singer.
Comedy show.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to look it up tonight with the expectation of it being a comedy show.
Oh, you probably would laugh at him, eh?
I probably will.
But we had, like I say, we had rural visits every 2 weeks or so. So I remember guarding the Queen's car. We had to white gloves. It was about 2 hours, and walk Lady Diana through the art gallery. There's an art gallery there.
You walked, Lady.
There was
Diana?
two of us, just a short art gallery, and then you go from there into the symphony orchestra.
So what was your line? Did you have a pickup line or your small talk line?
No, it was pretty quiet actually. Eh?
So-
She was married to the future king at that point.
Yeah, I couldn't compete there.
Suppose, yeah, it's a bit of a hierarchy maybe.
Yeah, and the London, Royal Shakespeare Company, they had a lot of plays going on there. Remember my first job for the Royal Shakespeare Company, had a list of names, and they said, "Look, you can't let anybody unless you're on this list of names." There's a lot of high-profile people going to the Royal Shakespeare Company that night. It was a big party, and this guy came down with a bald head and a young-looking lady with him, and he would have been, I don't know, I'll say old. I'm 55, so he would have been 50, but he seemed old to me then. And I said, have you got an invitation? You know, I'm Ben. And I said, hang on. And I was looking down the list, and I said, and he tried to walk past. I said, hang on, you can't come in. What's your last name? And he goes, Kingsley. And I'm going, Kingsley. And he's getting all ratty. And I went, Kingsley. Oh, you're the Candy dude. And man, I got a bit of trouble with the boss for that, but it was all good.
Jeez. So Victor Borger. So for those that don't know, Victor, is it Borger? Victor Borger.
Oh, yeah,
so
Borger,
if
yeah.
you know Tim Minchin or Bill Bailey, comedian, piano players, did you get to watch him at all?
Yeah, he was brilliant.
Because you can find him on YouTube at the moment. Some of those old clips. Terrible quality of footage, but the best quality jokes.
We had a bit of a privilege where the London Symphony Orchestra was playing, or we got a show like Victor Borger there, and we just go in the back and listen to it.
And in those days, were there seasons, like a season of Victor Borger? Was he there for 2 weeks or 2 nights or one show only?
No, one show only, pretty much. Yeah, but he since when I was there, he did come about 4 or 5 times.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Because he used to have a skit that I think he'd sit there playing music, and he'd go, I'm going to play something for you. And you flick the music upside down.
I've
Just
seen
the
it. Now I know who you're
classic.
talking about. Yeah.
And then at one point he'd be playing and he's trying to read this big thing, and all of a sudden he starts missing the piano, so he stands up, pulls the whole piano towards him so he can finish playing the phrase.
I think he was still doing that well into his 80s or early 90s, eh?
It was just a classic humour. Like, he used to take the piss out of every part of playing piano, and he did it so well.
Yeah, he's a very clever guy, eh?
Liked it. A bit of a gap between his front teeth, wasn't there? And that beautiful, that good smile he had. He always knew he was funny, then he'd just stop, dead-faced.
Yeah, he was really good. Oh, a lot of the actors, comedians from England back then were really good. Benny Hill, Dave Allen, the Irish guy with the missing finger. He always sit there and tell jokes with a little glass of whiskey. Yeah, it was really good, eh?
Oh, Joy. So if they did a show, would they go backstage? Would you still be on shift? You'd have to guard.
What they have is a green room. Was at their rest area room, you know. And
were you in the green room guarding, or were you outside the door?
Oh, outside the door, but the door was open, so you could go and have a look around, you know.
Oh, but a joy.
Oh, yeah, but at the time you didn't think much of it, eh? But when you look back, you go, oh, yeah. Some of those people aren't around anymore, eh?
Any autographs on your breast or on like a coaster or something?
On your breast?
No, sorry.
Did you say on your breast?
I may have.
I wouldn't show you anyway if I had.
Tattoo gun.
It's not one of those shows, is it?
Not one of those shows, although I don't know what social media things are on. Do people do that, do they get, like, sign my chest?
Oh, yeah, for sure. If you're a woman and...
How dare you? How dare you say that a man cannot get his chest signed?
I'm sure he can. I think on Happy Gilmore he signs a man's chest. You know, that's only a movie, though.
That's a great film.
It is.
Good enjoy. So, a few other things. So, you worked for this theatre, was it 10 years?
No, 3 years.
3 years there?
Yeah.
Where'd you go from there? What's the next step in your journey? So, comedians, music, live orchestras. Was that a connection you kept following?
No, well, I came back to New Zealand because my work visa expired, so I couldn't stay. Even though, you know, doing security for the royal family, you got to go, your visa. Oh, okay, sweet. So when I came back, I applied for the government job at Auckland Airport Aviation Security Service, which after you go through customs, you've got metal detectors, X-ray machines, so it's all about safe security on the flight. So they're looking for, not contraband, but, you know, any weapons that were possible risk to the flight. We had sniffer dogs, bomb sniffer dogs, and we did search American flights after 9/11, go through the whole plane, pulling seats apart.
Jeez.
So I think it was 1999. I did 25 years there. 1999.
At the airport?
Yeah. So 1999 is the APEC conference, which was Asian Pacific Economic Conference, and we had Air Force One come, so there was 24-hour guard on all the perimeter gates with camper vans, and that was good because I was in the camper van getting a lot of meals with an armed policeman.
And who was on it?
Sorry?
Air Force One. Who was on it?
Bill Clinton.
Oh.
So, you know, when he left,
The rota.
it wasn't a
I did not sleep. Well, that woman.
he came out, shook our hand. I think we were the last ones on the end of the shift, 12 o'clock. And
I hope you sanitised.
yeah, I didn't keep the glove.
I did not sleep.
But that was, it was 99. We met a lot of people at the airport, as you do, like Chris Christopherson. You see people come through and you go, oh, who's that? You can just pick.
Is there anyone that oh, I know them. Oh, like I step this way, or step a few more words.
Got to do a search in this room, mate. Got gloves on.
No, you mean this glove? Up to the shoulder.
Yeah, we had a bit of fun. You get a lot of fun, eh?
Oh, nice. And so, is there any particular stories that may have come out of 25 years of? Is there any particular objects of note or particular?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I just thought about it now. I was writing stuff down the other day, and I just remembered this one. The flight going to Fiji. One of the passengers had thrown their passport in the toilet. And obviously that passport had to be on the plane. So my sergeant said to me, "Bob, you can get in the patrol car and the plane's on the runway and go and get the passport to the pilot." So off I go, and the pilot's leaning out the window. I jump on the roof of the car, I'm handing it to him, and it's blowing a gale, and he yelling at me saying, "Don't throw it." I said, "Do I look that dumb? I'm trying to reach to you, mate." So that was one thing that popped in my head. I also did prisoner deportee escorts around the world.
Oh wow! So convicts so they've committed a crime here and they need to be taken back, or
I remember the Nigerian guy. He was a drug smuggler, so he came in. They found out what he was up to, so he was locked up in the cell. So there was two of us. Andrew Smith, Andrew, he worked with me at the airport. Senior sergeant at the time, ex-policeman in South Africa. So he was going back, and he picked me to go with them, take this guy back. He had a 2-week holiday actually when we got there because what happens is if in New Zealand with a carrier, they brought them into New Zealand, so they're responsible to get them back, deported back. So that was the job we did.
So even if it's like 2 years later,
yeah,
it'll be like, we brought you in, so
we took the job off the police because they had a lot of infighting. Who would do it, and the hierarchy were getting the jobs to do it. So then they gave it to us to come and gave it to us to take over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good little perk, you know. I did 2 to Fiji.
Hold up, do you get
South
first
Africa.
class? Because you can't, surely they're not an economy with everyone else. That'll be a funny sight to see. He's taking his stuck next to these bloody
I've seen
kids.
a few
No, I
movies.
wasn't economy.
There is a seat, up there with the convict. I'll take the kids, thanks.
I was going to Australia to pick up a Tongan guy that had an armed robbery and assault, and he was in the Brisbane cell. So, my first trip, I was going, oh, gee. So, I was in economy, but you got to dress in a suit and have your little government pin on. And they said, oh, there's an actual spare seat in first class if you'd like to have it. So, oh, yeah, cool. Sat there, and I was talking to this lady, and she said, oh, what do you do? I said, I'm just going to pick up a prisoner, And she said, oh, do you have handcuffs? I said, well, not really, but, we've got to have plastic ties. She said, oh, you wouldn't handcuff him to the seat, would you? I said, well, I just sort of went, well, if you have to, you have to. He said, what if the plane goes down? Well, if he plays up, what are we going to do? And she got up and complained and moved out the economy, and I was 2 seats there, eh?
Oh, wow. I was going to say, well, how nosy. Good on her. Thanks for leaving.
Yeah, that was a bit of a
Interrupting your champagne and your movie.
yeah.
Jeez.
But nasty. I say nasty.
That's funny.
Any particularly embarrassing stories of anything that, convicts trying to run away and pants fall to their ankles?
No,
Joy.
no, I can't remember. Nothing like that.
Oh, one thing I did want to bring up, though, is you brought us some food in today.
Oh, yeah.
That's an La Chumba from Bolivia. Just want to throw that out if you want to buy one.
One more time, sorry.
Tell us about it.
It's a La Chumba cooking
La
pot
Chumba.
made in Bolivia from black clay. And it's just the females in the village that make those pots, and it's passed down through families. I got it from Fabian, so there you go, Fabian's a shout out. Very good cooking pot, eh? And, it's all handmade, so it's quite original. And what do you got in there? Korean sticky spicy nibbles.
Oh, so good.
Oh, I don't know if you see that there, the man behind the screen, but that is delicious.
It is so good. Eat your heart out, everyone else.
Yeah, it'll be all gone by the end of the show, though, because we're probably going to have a bit of a nibble fest.
Yeah,
after.
this loser had dinner before he came, but I was...
You're going to set up a market at the stall and I'll make them for you.
I was famished, so I've had quite a bit of that chicken so far. It's pretty good.
Sorry, Leo, it's not vegetarian, but we could work on it.
And it's definitely not vegan either, if you...
Vegan, yeah.
Actually, if Leo was here, I'd probably want to ask you a few questions about how do you feel about meditation and breathing and your inner peace and spiritualism?
No idea.
Perfect. Good answer.
No, I never thought about it.
Or sugar. What about sugar?
Sugar? No, I'm sweet enough.
Oh, I love it. So, in your story, you've got this lovely history of some sort of jobs you got, but how are you here in Whitianga? What's your connection to this place?
Oh, well, go back to my great-grandfather. He came here in 1927. He was a bit of a, I don't know, probably a bit of a rogue, travelling around everywhere and doing all sorts of stuff, and he came down to go fishing with Zane Grey.
Who was Zane Grey?
American writer, eh?
Okay.
Yeah. So that was, I don't know how long he was here for. A few years and moved on. But yeah,
but he came here.
Yeah, but that wasn't why I came down. I've been coming down here for years and sold up.
Where are you based? So you're based in Auckland, so you come here for years, is that right?
Yeah. But I've had enough of shift work and got diabetes and thought, now time for a change, eh? So.
And what year did you come here?
2018.
2018. That's the same year. We came the same year.
I first started coming here in 1997. Yeah.
I think I came here in 2018 as well. Or it could have been 17. I might be more of a local than you.
My son was born here.
So you said you didn't mind us asking when we asked what don't we talk about. The diabetes, I just want to bring that up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you mind telling us your story around that? Because I found that quite interesting.
Oh, I was really, at the airport I was like 152 kilos, so now I've lost a third. So I think about 8 months ago I came off the metformin, which is a diabetic pill. And yes, just healthier lifestyle, kayak fishing and a lot of walking and cycling, and worked in the timber yard for 2.5 years, which helped a lot, and now I work at OPC.
Mm-hmm. So 152 kilos, you do not look like, for those that are listening online, this is a regular sized man a regular Santa sitting in front of me. You would stuff padding in this Santa if you saw him. So how heavy are you now?
Just over 100, 101.
Jeez, 52 kilos. Oh, that's amazing. Congratulations. That's
And you
good.
beat diabetes, right?
Yeah, well, fingers crossed it'll be still beaten. Yeah. Just a lifestyle change. I mean, shift work for a start's not good, and eating at the wrong times, and you start at 4 o'clock and you don't eat till you get back home at say 12 and have one big dinner a day. So it's just about having the time to make sure you have a small breakfast and then something later. But the work we were doing didn't have that opportunity. You don't feel like eating at 4 o'clock, getting up at 3. And
when you left, were there younger people that you could advise, going, "Hey, make sure you have some healthier food," because
well, it was a bit hard when I left. They brought in KFC at the airport. And, they had heaps of takeaways there, and that was a bit of a draw.
Did you get a discount though?
No, but we got a discount from McDonald's. Mid-90s. When there's a lady that got killed and burnt out in a car on Mangere Bridge, and she was the manager for McDonald's at the airport. So we were getting 50% off if we went through the drive-thru at McDonald's in a uniform in our patrol car. So that just came up. I didn't know that before. Yeah.
Jeez, that's a terrible story. Thanks for taking us there.
But you asked the question, so you get the answer. Right?
Absolutely. Shout out to McDonald's for the half-price death story.
That's to ignore that. That's no, but that's I was back to the thing. I think that's quite inspiring and informational, though. The fact that you can have diabetes and you were taking. You said, sorry, I don't mean to bring up the private information, but you just said you're bringing you were having medication for it as well.
Metformin, yeah. So
and then to be able to get off that because of just lifestyle choices, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, well, so I didn't think I'd come off it, but it's the weight loss that did it, really, I've never been into a lot of sweets, but once you do lose a lot of weight, you don't feel like eating one big, huge meal. So it's a small amounts of meal. You can really probably eat pretty much what you like to a degree, but if you have no small meals, it doesn't get the chance to really make it a bad effect.
How does that improve the rest of your health? Sleeping or other things that interest you,
huge,
hobbies?
Huge, yeah. Like I said, I dislocated kneecaps when I was 5 times on one leg and 4 on the other from the age of 16 to 20, and had an operation on one. So with the weight, that affects your knees and everything. That's all gone. No problems with mobility and stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to do any running, but
I was going to say, are you going to get back on the bike and go to Wellington again and raise some money?
No. If you go, I will. Tag team. I'll put the deer to you.
All right. We'll talk about this later. This may come up, ALTBAYS. I've had a few dares put to me lately. I'm thinking of building a tiny house since talking to Bryce Langston the other week. But okay. We could do it as a fundraiser together. I mean, I am terrible at cycling. Well, I don't fall off, but, after a kilometre, I feel like dying.
A kilometre? Well, you're doing twice as good as me then.
Well, I probably should learn how to use, because there's so many gears and buttons, and there's 1 to 3 or 1 to 4, and then there's 1 to 5. And I'm come on, what am I doing here?
I'm sure you'll be able to manage it, eh?
Well, if you do it with me, we might be able to.
Maybe let's not say Wellington. Maybe just say maybe Corrigan.
Let's get to the tavern.
Straight to the pub.
Yeah, and then we can just get a taxi back or something.
Well, it depends. Maybe if we raise so many $1,000, we'll go the next step.
True.
We'll go pub to pub to pub to pub to pub. It'll get even harder. Okay.
One a day.
We've got to find enough pubs. Are there many between?
When you hit Tairua, you'll be in luck. It'll just be like a few in a row. It'll be like a week in Tairua, and then you carry back on out until you hit Thames again.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be a big day over the Korpakawai. That's going to be a big day.
I googled it. It is called the K2. You could do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I want to do it. We're going to do it together.
Well, you can do half each. The K1. You go to Coromandel and you'll go from Coromandel back through to...
We'll just get a bike we both like and we'll swap between going in there. What was that support car you had?
You could get a tandem bike. You could both be on the same bike. Now you're talking.
Yeah, but he won't do anything.
Who won't? You won't.
No, he won't. He'll be doing the peddling.
Both might not.
Yeah. I'll be like the Cox. I'll be shouting, "You're doing a good job. Go."
Yeah, I know. You
right,
back.
left,
back
right, left.
I'll pass on that one.
I'll be whipping you.
Yeah, no thanks. I'll give that a buzz.
I'd like your not that people will be able to probably see so much on the camera, but you've bought a couple of good things here. Would you like to talk about them? Like, i.e., where you might have got your name, or
that's just the stories from the bike ride to Wellington. I talked about that, eh?
Yeah,
I've got a too-bad memory.
Can you grab that photograph? I'll chuck it up here.
Oh, this one? Oh, that's from 1990 at Mandalay. It was called Rocket 90, so it'll be a 50s rock and roll.
That focus will be awful, won't it, there? What do you reckon? Back a bit? It's a pretty handsome man there. And down.
Oh, you got my brother on the left, Mark. Hi, Mark. Shout out to Mark.
Mark. I love the hairstyle too. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a croissant hairdo.
Gotta love a croissant. Beautiful and buttery.
Oh, we were just into the 50s rock and roll scene and
What was it? Was it grease or gel? What did you use?
hairspray.
Hairspray.
Yeah,
Hairspray for men.
that's it. It was around there.
Hairspray
It wasn't
for
fly spray.
men. I think that's sexist.
Oh, we're just into the 50s rock and roll scene. So every year, that's where we used to dress up. So there was the Mandalay. They had a 50s rock and roll dance every year.
So if there's a 50s rock and roll, because were your dance moves good then? Because you said you had sort of bad knees, but rock and roll, that's a lot
Well,
of
that's
knee
another
shuffle,
story.
yeah?
That's right. I was there. It was that night. And she dislocated my knee.
Oh, bugger.
And I went to the hospital, Auckland Hospital, and they said, put a plaster on. And I said, well, don't give me, pajama shorts or whatever. I'm going back to the dance. So they cut my black pants and I went back on crutches. And believe it or not, most of my mates didn't even realise I was on crutches. Where have you been? I said, look what just happened. I dislocated my knee. I've been in the hospital for 2 hours.
Oh, sweet. Well, so that's a nice memento. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So, yeah, getting a bit old, the photo now.
You got to get it framed. There's some nice frames in town, Trevor and Raywin. They do a lovely framing and beautiful glass, like UV protectant stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they're real good.
I better blow it up or something.
Yeah, or so it doesn't get wrecked. They can also do stuff where they repair, I don't know about the people you're talking about, but they can repair the blemishes and things like that.
Yeah, I think it's the frame place. So we went there to get a few things. We had some like painting of our kids' names, and of course we just pinned it to our kids' walls. And we thought, no, these are really nice. We're going to finally put some money in. We're going to get these things framed and looked after forever because we love them.
Yeah.
So we take it off the wall and then realise that my daughter's put stickers on this one. And there's some sort of sellotape. It's obviously full of the wall. She tried to sellotape it on.
Oh,
so the
no.
sellotape going through the paint and the stickers all through the letters. Luckily, they were able to get rid of most of them. But you look at our beautiful framing. Oh, look at this beautiful painting. These characters look like, they're like birds shaped into a B for Bonnie. And some sort of O is like a water fountain. All these beautiful shapes that the guys drew in 3 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Under the Eiffel Tower in Paris when they did it. But if you look closely, there's a little shimmering, sparkly, light reflecting mini just sitting there. I'll tell you what, so they're probably so they can take off some things. I reckon they better look after that because that's a nice story. It's a nice picture. You and your brother.
Yeah, he's a bit of a hard case, I'll tell you that. Hey, Mark.
Is he based here in town as well?
No, he just flew in today.
Oh, brilliant. Where's he flown in from?
Flew in from Auckland, yeah. He's a jeweller at Auckland Hall, so been doing that for like 30 odd years, I think.
Has he hooked you up some bling?
No, he doesn't wear it either. Being a jeweller that long, no, he's not into it, eh?
Oh, weird.
Quite surprising.
Yeah, fascinating. Has he got a claim to fame? Has he got something he has like on a wall going, I made this and I couldn't sell it, it was too good?
Probably he just put them all hidden under his pillow or something, eh? For a rainy day.
Probably stolen lots of gold while he was there too.
Few diamonds.
Don't listen, Walker
few
and
blood diamonds somewhere.
Yeah.
Boppa, I'm flying in today. It's going to be great. I'm going to see you after all this time. No, I'm going out to bloody the middle of nowhere podcast for people to stare at me on a computer
I'm sure he's
screen.
having a few rums at the moment. He's waiting for me to get back, eh?
I'm sure.
Fair enough. Will he be watching live?
Oh, I don't have his techno, eh? We have to watch
Just
it
watching,
later. He's probably
Techno Gumby.
Probably listening to Stray Cats or
Watching
something.
7 Sharp.
Also, a big shout out to my nieces Bree, Isla, and Katie. Hope you're having a good time on your holiday.
Oh,
Go catch some fish.
where are they? Are they holidaying here?
In the Coromandel, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
And what's so you like fishing? Are you a fisher?
Yeah, I love fishing, yeah. So I do a lot of kayak fishing in the estuary.
And what do you want them to catch for you?
Marlin. Might be a bit hard.
So how old are they?
15. I'll get this right. 15, 13 and 8.
If they work together,
Yeah.
hold each other.
Yeah.
There's some young people who've caught some marlin, apparently. Yeah. Yep, here in Philly.
Oh, beautiful.
Like 10, 11, 12-year-olds and stuff.
Jeez. Shredded, corded.
My missus does the my wife, sorry, does
Don't
the
get in trouble now.
does the book, the game fishing book or whatever. Like she designed typesets it, and I have a browse through when it comes out. And yeah, there's some young people in there that have caught some pretty good fish. Yeah,
I caught a marlin in 1993 in the Bay of Islands. But I wouldn't do it again. It's a beautiful fish. I do it once, that's it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, a lot of people tag them. Is that right? They tag them, put
and
them back, and
release,
they go.
Yeah.
But there is a bit of a rumour about that, whether they actually survive if they've had like a 2 or 3 hour fight.
Yeah, I get that, but like quite often people do catch fish that have been tagged before.
Oh, true, yeah. But
So-
there'd be a percentage that probably wouldn't
Yeah,
survive.
there might be a percentage that don't survive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if they're caught pretty quickly and not hooked in a bad spot.
They've fought for a couple of hours might be a bit of a different story, you know, but yeah, they could do quite a few.
At this point,
catching
Leo
them.
might come and ask us, so how do you feel about the ethics of, taking the life of another animal just to feed yourself? How do you feel about
Sorry,
is it
Leo.
justified?
Tastes good.
They're delicious.
I'm going to enjoy this.
I'm not gonna lie. Smoked marlin, pretty yum.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
You're tempting him, hey? Oh, you won't be able to tempt him, hey?
Nah.
Good on you for your ideals.
Got to value them.
Yeah, wow, yeah. The oh no, sorry, it's what lost my train of thought before I even said it.
I'll keep it there. So, you moved here 2018,
That's right.
and so you're working with Bellyful. Yeah,
Yes,
and so,
yeah.
but you also are a chef. So, are you?
No, I'm
working...
not a chef. I just love cooking. So.
Oh, you're a chef at heart, absolutely. So, did you learn this? Like, was this part of your coming out of diabetes to learn how to cook? Or you
No,
were
no,
cooking
I've
all
been
the
like,
time.
I've cooking all my life, eh? Yeah.
Okay, who taught you, or how did you learn it?
Just self-taught. I mean, it's not, when you can
Not through school.
No. Well, we didn't have cooking classes at school when I was at school. It was woodwork or metalwork. No, I just like cooking, eh? And obviously I did like eating it too. But no,
Once a day.
Too soon.
yeah, now once a day. No, I did a couple of weddings over the time, like 100 people. I got a big smokehouse where I just smoke a whole ham and chicken drumsticks, and you buy the bread in and just do a couple of cheesecakes or strudels, and yeah,
You make
Like that.
cheesecakes.
Cheesecakes and strudels. Yeah.
Yeah, but God, next time you come on, get rid of this and bring the cheesecake.
Well, I wouldn't say get rid of it.
Well,
It's pretty good.
cheesecake
That's it.
here.
You're never
chicken
getting any
there.
more Korean sticky chicken nibbles again.
Yeah. I don't. He doesn't speak for me.
No, you got the vote.
This
You got
was,
the vote.
this was beautiful. Is this something you can share? Because is this a family recipe you can have, or is this something you can post on the ALTBAYS website? Yeah, ALTBAYS sticky Korean chicken.
He said he would share the recipe with me, but I don't know about the rest of Fitty.
I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll work on it. I have to think about it. Eh?
We'll warm you up.
Jeez.
Warm you up.
Yeah.
And are you going to be working this year as Mr. Claus's personal assistant in Whitianga?
Yes. I put posters up last year, for Santa for hire, so a percentage of what people donate go to the Bellyful, but
Right.
because of COVID,
Of course.
they didn't get any bookings, so I'll keep those posters and use them next year. And hopefully we'll be able to go back into Grace O'Malley's to do the photo shoots where people pay for the photos and it goes to Bellyful.
Yep. Come on, Grace O'Malley's. Sure, they'll do it right.
Oh, they're good, yeah, but it's just getting the legal
Come on, Pete. We're going to have it.
the legal side of it with the COVID,
Yeah, it's been a bit of a down buzz for the interpersonal kind of jobs.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
have you had COVID yet?
No.
Good man, you've avoided it. So
Yeah.
I'm good.
we both had it and come out of it.
Have you?
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've both had it.
Can you stay there?
Not that fun.
No, I'm immune now. Like, it's my new superpower. But
So I wanted to ask about this whole Santa thing because, the American stereotype of Santa Claus and the Christmas wishes. And so do children ask you for things?
yes.
And what are some of the best things you've been asked? Because I want to know, is there some sort of ridiculous things that you feel like that maybe they've been told to ask for? Or
It's just hard when they come and ask and the parents are there and say, oh, could I have a pony? And another say, well, yeah, well, pretty sure we could have a good look at that. You got to be really diplomatic.
So no yes or no's.
You can't be yes or no, no.
But I suppose how close are the next kids in line? Because they might hear your response. Do you have to sort of balance or have 10 responses of, that's a really lovely idea. I'm glad you like ponies. I like ponies too. Lovely to see you. Without you didn't answer the question, but you engaged
you're right.
with them on ponies.
You got to be a bit of a spin doctor. Yeah.
And did you find that you could do this quite easily? Like, so, because
are you a naturally talented liar? Is what he's asking.
are you that deceitful? Are you comfortable in your deceit?
Deceitful.
Well, it's not deceit. I'm not telling the truth.
True. But so, any particular good requests outside of sort of ponies? And no one's asked for weapons or
Oh, God. Not that I can recall. No.
not in Whitianga, of course. We beautiful community.
Yeah, we've already got enough weapons.
No one's asked for like contraband or anything like that. No. Not at 5 or 6 and up yet.
What about when he sits on your lap?
I can't remember that. I mean, not sure. Yeah.
Surely
he
they can't-
reckons he did, eh?
Surely there can't be that many adults that sit on your lap, or is there lots?
I've
No,
got
there's
you.
been quite a few here.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're still a little kid at heart, eh?
Oh.
I've
I'm
definitely
sure
got
you guys like to get a photo of Santa Claus.
I should have brought it. It's on my
I was
daughter's
raised,
bookshelf.
I was raised a Jehovah's Witness. We didn't have
That's right,
didn't have
yeah.
Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You're pretty much like my mortal enemy.
Well, what did you ask me on the show for?
Leo did.
So what am I
I had
talking
no
to you?
choice.
Hey, what am I talking to you for?
I'm only happy you came here because you bought that chicken.
Oh,
But,
well, I've really stuffed up now.
So Brett,
no, my kids love Christmas.
on that, Brett, that's a big story. So, what was your experience of the symbolism, imagery, conversations of Santa growing up?
Well, that is interesting. Yeah, so we were taught. It's funny because today's an important day with Jehovah's. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness anymore. I was raised one, but
Yeah. Oh, that's all right. We can keep talking.
yeah. But today, I accept you now.
Oh, I accept you.
Yeah, thank you.
Things have changed in a heartbeat.
Today's actually an important day for them. They well, because it's Easter, and today's the day where they memorialise Jesus. Sorry, not God, but yeah, that's just a funny coincidence that you asked me about.
Was that a Trinity? A Jehovah's Witness? They have the
No, they
Trinity
don't-
3 in 1? No.
they don't believe in the Trinity. No.
So, so today, what's Jehovah's Witnesses Friday? What do they do?
So today's it's funny where this is going. No, I suppose you are dressed as a religious figure,
As a Christian.
So
David?
today's Nisan 14, which is like a date on like the lunar calendar, back in the day, and that's when Jesus,
Put to death?
No, it's when they had the Last Supper,
yeah.
I believe. I should know that. I've only
So there's
I've only
gifts-
been to like
so there's-
30 something of these.
So there's the Last Supper,
They teach
there's
the whole.
Gethsemane, and the garden,
and he's
the doubting.
Yeah, and they have the wine and the bread, and they're like, and he says, keep doing this in remembrance of me, and that's why the Catholic Church has like Easter, and everyone has Easter essentially.
Do they have all the predictions about, Peter will deny me so many times, and
Well, that's just in the Bible, so I suppose so.
so it's part of that story? Cool.
Yeah.
And what's your Sunday then?
So they only have just like the one day.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you only get like the one public holiday for Jehovah's Witness. You don't get the Sunday, Monday.
Well, and it's done at
Friday,
done
Monday.
at sundown, so you have to work all day if it wasn't a Friday, and then you would go to it anyway. So it's not really a public holiday.
Yeah.
But
and then so your image of this man. So when did you
the pagan
you
image.
hate this man?
When did I hate him?
Yeah.
From the moment I was born.
Drummed into him, eh?
Giving all those presents to other kids and never to me.
Oh, that's it.
That's why you got into cricket when you were younger. Probably you're playing cricket because it looks like Santa just smacking the ball as hard as you can.
I did not play cricket. No, we were just raised that anything that's like derived from another religion or from pagans especially seems to be like the taboo. So like Christmas, it's funny talking about Christmas, Easter, but like Jesus wasn't born on the 25th. That's just the day that it's like his birth is celebrated. Yeah. So there was only one thing that I sound like a Jehovah's Witness now. There's only one thing that Jesus said to do, and that was to celebrate like just his death, because that was the sacrifice, right?
Oh, yeah.
So he wasn't like, you celebrate my birthday. So he never said that, hey, you should celebrate my birthday. So then they don't do that. But he did say you need to memorialise my death because that was a sacrifice for humanity. So they do that, and that's why most Christians do that.
So today's the big excited one because I think because I was the Catholic raising up, and that one's when he came back from the dead. That's the big day because that's the one that is ultimate proof.
Yeah.
That it was legitimate. So the death, that's normal. Everybody dies. The only significance is when all the graves, not just Jesus, but all the graves rose up, and there was a big death day celebration.
I get that from a miracle point of view, but from a symbolic point of view, the death was the part which was the sacrifice.
And how does Santa? How does he
What
feel
do you
about
think
all
about
this?
this?
How does Santa?
Well, I lost my oil just in a daydream. What do you say? I was thinking about having a bourbon and it's finished.
love a bit of post.
Oh, I'm back on, am I? Okay.
Yeah, you're back.
What are we talking about?
How do you like Christmas? Is it good?
How do you celebrate it? Is outside of working? Do you celebrate?
Oh, yeah.
Do you put this
He's
on?
celebrating all year.
Yeah.
And do you put this on for the day for your family?
I used to, not now. No. It was a big family turkey, typical Christmas dinner, eh? Mm-hmm. At 12 o'clock. You all fall asleep in the afternoon because you're not used to eating a big meal all the day.
Mm-hmm. Or starting drinking so early and then combining that with a big meal, eh? Like,
and then many big meals following the first meal, the second meal, the third meal,
oh,
2 a.m.
if
meal.
you're awake.
It's like being on a cruise ship, eh?
Never been on a cruise ship. That's an industry of the time.
That's another story.
I never have.
Have you been on or worked on? What's your story?
I was on a cruise ship in 2008. At the time, I was working at the airport, and my friend Merv, hi Merv, shout out to Merv. He'd been to the TATS, TATS is the airport staff travel agency, and he got a real cheap trip going to Vanuatu on the cruise ship. It's like $1,200, I think, for whatever day, 5-6 days. So he came and told me, and I got the patrol car and rushed there, and I got the trip for $1,000, $200 less. So he was a little bit gutted, eh? And we're going at the same time. Mm-hmm. I think it was in July, and I think it was like 2 months before. The P&O rang me and said, "Oh, Mr. Langridge, could you actually take the trip a month later?" And I said, "Well, no, I can't. It's hard to get leave. I got leave for this trip." She goes, "Well, we get the trip for free." I went, "Oh yeah, I could change my leave," and that reason being is they overfill the boat, and the cheapest seats are the ones to go first if they're overfull. So I went a month later. Bad mistake.
What happened?
On the way back from Vanuatu, we hit one of the biggest storms in the Pacific. The boat nearly tipped over at midnight.
A cruise ship?
Yeah, on the 11th floor. Galen, being my friend, Galen. It was her birthday, and she was having shrimps, and the wave hit, and the table went down, fridges got knocked over, gaming machines got knocked over. You can actually Google, P&O released the video footage only last year, and you'll see these machines.
150 kilo Santa man rolling over.
You'll see there's a guy on the 10th floor holding onto a pole, and he thought the sea was coming in, the spa pool was emptying out on him.
Oh.
So that was maybe 11 o'clock. So the skipper said, "Everybody go down to your bunks with a life jacket on and lie on your bed." Now, here I am thinking about the Kaipara Harbour I was in that sunk, watching the Titanic many times. Who's got the cheapest seat under the waterline?
Great
Me.
movie. Oh, were you under the waterline? Did
Under
they
the
shut the
waterline.
gates on you?
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
You're free.
So on your way down, you're feeling
you were there for
gates
free.
I'm going through the movie in my head, and it's all going to eventuate,
Jack,
you know.
Jack.
Yeah. So you go, going down the stairs, and the staircase was fairly wide and decent. Started to creak. That happened in the Titanic. And then
And no icebergs around Vanuatu either, so you don't even have that little pillow at the end.
no, you can't grab onto that. But then again, days before, being nervous about the sea, I'm looking at the life rafts, and I'm asking the guys, how many people these life rafts hold? About 400. Well, actually, there's 2,000 on the boat. But nothing will happen. Just like the Titanic.
Just like the bloody movie.
Just like the Titanic, man. And you look where the life rafts are sitting, 9th floor up. And we found out later that boat was 2 degrees from tipping over. So the boat tips this way, right? Left, whatever. You haven't got much time when that life raft's got to be released before it's coming back up. You're talking about 10 seconds at the most. It's lucky if you get the boat out. And then they had fuel on those. But the boats, life rafts are a bit like that one in that movie with Tom Hanks.
Oh, yeah, Castaway.
Yeah, closed, but they held about 50
Great
people,
movie.
50 or 80 people each.
Wilson.
Yeah. No,
Good actor.
Wilson.
That was a good.
No, not that one.
Oh, not that. Oh, Captain Phillips.
Come on, get with the program. Man.
Yeah, Captain Phillips.
Yeah,
I am your
Captain
captain
Phillips.
now.
You're Somalian pirates.
So
Jesus.
Sorry, I thought you were Castaway.
Vanuatu pirates. But
Yeah.
So it had I think
Had a motor.
150 nautical miles fuel on these life rafts, but we were 350 nautical miles off Cape Reinga. So yeah, if you get a chance, you can Google it. You can see, man, how bad that was. There was a helicopter. I can't remember. Well, how would I know there's a helicopter there? But they had a video footage of the cruise ship next day. So it took us 2 days late to get back to New Zealand.
Hey, you got 2 extra days though.
Yeah, it was all right.
All
But
your food
it's all
would have
not
been
much
mixed
fun.
up.
Not much fun when there wasn't much food left because it all got damaged in the first
So
wave.
you say the fridge is on the wrong side of the building.
Yeah, that's sitting in the spa pool. Yeah.
I've never been in seas like that. That's for sure.
You've got terrible experiences with water.
Yeah, a bit of a Jonah, I was told.
Oh, that's what I wanted to go back to. You're fishing here. You kayak fishing up the river, yeah?
Yeah, and the mangroves.
And
Yeah.
you do good up there? Because I've talked to a few people and they say they don't do too bad up there, eh? Get a few snapper and...
Oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah?
definitely. It's getting a bit hard now, but they're still there. I think the biggest I got last year was 67 centimetre, and that's only about 2 or 3 feet of water.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all up. They come up, and that's probably best time was like January, February, and still all right now, probably till April, or the water starts cooling down.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's wicked, yeah, because it sometimes the harbours aren't that healthy, you know, but this one seems to be...
Oh, it's a very big harbour,
Yeah.
and a small exit entrance. And that's why the current is one of the highest flowing currents in New Zealand.
It's funny though because it doesn't really create a bar, you know. Like I'm from Raglan and we've got a pretty big harbour too, and a tiny entrance, not as small as what you've got here, but not far off it. But that's got a gnarly bar, you know, like to cross when you're going out.
Yeah, I
Whereas
think it's just my way the land mass on the right is situated with the way the current of the ocean comes in.
oh yeah,
It comes in that way, and the entrance is on that way.
because it just disperses all of a sudden, eh? It's
A very strong current, eh?
Interesting, yeah.
All right, for our younger listeners, Santa, what is your favourite Christmas jingle? The follow-up
The
question
Pogues.
will be the opposite.
Fairy Tale in New York by the Pogues.
It's a very nice song.
It's my wife's favourite one as well.
Yeah, it's
Shane
a-
McGowan. There you go. Teeth, the guy from Bad Teeth.
in the video clip, it's him standing there playing it with all his rings on, and then I think when it goes to the actual piano player, he took off his rings, gave it to the piano player, so it looked like his hands playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was all.
That's a
it was
clever.
liar.
That's a clever Irishman for you.
It's bloody clever. It's a nice song. It's a very nice song. If you don't know it, Fairy Tale in New York. I think it was a lot of effort to try and get this song to actually be made.
All right.
And with so many sections. We played it with the Star Band a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think it's Shane McGowan that was part of the lead singer of the Pogues.
How was the language on it? Did you tone it down a bit?
No. So I think I sang it with Judy Evans. Shout out, Judy. And you scumbag, you maggot, you're a cheap, lousy faggot. Merry Christmas, your ass, I thank God it's our last. It's so passionate and raw, the fighting they're having.
Yeah.
You know, a bickering couple, and yet they still come together, and it's quite nice. I like it.
It's good ballad, eh?
It's so much more honest, a picture of how things can happen at Christmas. Although I've never been to New York, so.
No, neither have I.
No, neither.
All right, what is your least favourite?
Song?
Least favourite Christmas song? What's the song that will come on? Oh, it's not this bloody
Oh,
thing
that
again.
bloody Snoopy thing.
Yeah?
Oh,
Snoopy's
I-
good. I like the Snoopy song.
Oh, no.
Snoopy and the one with the aeroplane.
Yeah,
Snoopy's Christmas, whatever it's called. I think
Great
it's
song,
great.
yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Don't they all play football in the middle of the field at one point?
Red Baron.
Yeah, the Red Baron, that's it. Yeah.
So, because there's a Christmas thing that happens every year, apparently, in like big companies, they all have to try and put $2 in. Everyone puts the $2, and you have to be honest about it. You have to try and avoid Wham's Last Christmas, and if you are the last survivor to somehow avoid, dun 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 dun, as soon as you hear it, you have to be honest. You're like, no, I heard it, and honestly, you'll hear that song in August.
Oh, really?
And people start losing. You sort of by the time of September, the gig's up.
Yeah, it's a bit of an annoying song, eh?
Is it? I love that song. I've tried convincing the Star Band to sing it with me and to play it, and they won't do it. I played it once as a joke, and to see what I just started playing the chords, and all the heads turned going, "Oh, not this song." But a joy. Brett, I know I'm asking an extra Jehovah's Witness here. Do you have a favourite jingle for the festive season?
It's the same as yours. That's probably my favourite. Yeah.
And a least favourite because you like Snoopy's.
No, I like Jingle Bells.
You like Jingle Bells?
But because I wasn't raised with Christmas songs, so
it hasn't been
only
killed
heard
for
them
you.
in the only heard them in the shops,
Yeah.
And it was always like better, don't listen to that pagan shit, and and yeah. No, but I like Jingle Bells, Batman Smells.
You got to have what's your worst one? This one that you're a bit sick of because you're a great litmus test for is the song actually annoying because you've only heard them for far less than most people.
No, they don't. They haven't got really that annoying for me yet, to be honest. I know that's crazy. Is there another song? Is there one that's sung by what's that guy from Wham? Does it George Michael? Does George Michael have a Christmas song?
Yeah, that's when you're talking about.
That one there. So when
Oh,
that
is
was
that
our
the one
last
you guys were
Christmas,
talking about? Oh, I was looking at YouTube comments. I wasn't even listening to what you guys were talking about.
Are there
I like that song. I think that's great.
yeah,
Yeah.
Different strokes, different folks. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
different strokes, different folks. Heard it here first. Is there some comments on YouTube so people want to ask some questions?
Yeah. Not so much questions. It's pretty cool. Leo said, I've just got a comment here from Leo. Am I allowed to just read it out, Taylor, whatever? Yeah, he says yes. Not that I was looking. He says, hi, Boppa. Oh, do you want to read it with an accent? You don't have to.
Oh, go on.
Can you read that? Are your glasses all right?
Hey, Boppa, nice to see you, and for the kind words in Portuguese. Share some other stories from the time you were an immigration officer. Many foreigners trying to smoke in toilets, that sort of thing. There we go.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Oh, that was. We had Land Chile start flying in from, I don't know, early 2000.
Okay.
And like all the. I don't know if that's the right time frame, but, it was banned for smoking in the aircraft and the toilets. So.
Oh, so
I learned a bit.
You were allowed to smoke on an airplane before then?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
There were smoker
Smoke
seats
everywhere.
There were smoker seats on the aircraft. But then, they couldn't smoke in the toilet. So,
You could smoke in church.
what did I. Yeah.
Jehovah's Witness
Smoke in
churches?
the library. Nah.
So yeah, well, I'd like to learn a bit of the language. So I learned no fumare in el baño, so no smoking in the toilet. So I'd always rattle that off to the Chilean passengers, even if they were, I was going to search your bag, make a connection. Eh?
So that's Portuguese. Can you say it one more time?
No, it's Spanish.
Oh, Spanish.
Oh, it's Spanish. So
No fumare en el baño.
no fumare o baño.
En el baño. En el baño.
En el baño.
Yeah.
No fumare en el baño.
Yeah. No fumare.
Fumare. No fumare
En el baño.
en el baño.
Yeah.
You're going to say that to the kids at school now?
No, because I shouldn't need to, because there's no point at school.
Fair enough. Immigration, though, like, so what?
Oh, no, I wasn't immigration.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, I was security after customs. So
Were people smoking? Could you have cigarettes through security? Like, could people be smoking a cigarette while coming through security?
no.
Oh, good.
no, not indoors. No. No, well, yeah, no.
So after customs, but in...
Same area. So you go through customs checkpoint,
Yeah.
show your passport, take about 5 or 6 steps, and then you come to the X-ray machine. You put your bag through and go through a metal detector. Mm-hmm. So that was what we did. And we, like I say, we also searched aircraft, mainly American aircraft. Actually, no, it started about 1995, so it was to do with a terrorist attack in Japan. We called it Operation Christine. So we had to take any liquids, doesn't matter what size, 2 mils or whatever, off passengers going to America. You're going to America and the last port of departure was New Zealand. So what we had to do then was do a whole plane, search it, manually search it, no X-ray machine, manually search the bag and do a full body pat down on every passenger, which took ages, eh? So
Who paid for that?
you?
We did, eh?
Yeah.
Not the Americans.
You're welcome.
Passenger. Yeah, went through the passenger tax levy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that must have been a pretty wicked change. Like, so
Oh, the biggest change was 9/11.
9/11, yeah. I was just going to say, like, that must have been, would have been night and day before there and after there, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So overnight, I think the government gave us, I had a guess, I think 300,000 to start up X-ray machines at domestic airport because you could fly back before then without any security measures. So after 9/11, we had to screen any flights, I think, from memory, over 60 or 90 passengers.
Do you remember where you were at 9/11?
Hell yeah.
What a crazy
I
time.
was in only hunger, staying from a mate. I got called in early. And my job that day was standing in the corner of the roundabout outside United Airlines cargo building, right by the roundabout. So I'm standing there with full uniform hat on. No idea, it's just going to go viral against everything American. And what's behind me? United Airlines, which is an American airline. Yeah, and I was stuck there for like 12 hours. So I thought, do I really want to do this job? What's going to, But that's what's going through your head, the bombing in the two towers. And this is the first day of it.
Yeah.
And I got that job.
You probably weren't born then, so it's all right.
Ah, bugger off. I remember it. Where were you?
I was born. Yeah. And I was in Raglan. I was at school. Yeah, well, heading off to school anyway. And I remember we had to do it because it was on the TV and all that, And I remember climbing on the roof of the AV room and like adjusting the aerial because we're like, why would the AV room have a TV that has signal? It beats me. But first time we had to try and actually tune into something in the AV room. So like I remember being on the roof like adjusting the aerial to like try and get the news, so that we could find out what was going on. And that was so that was pretty crazy time. But that was like my last year of school, I think. Was it 2001 or?
Yeah. So I was we got woken up by Dad. My dad was a doctor, GP, and some reason someone called him saying, you got to get out here now. And so we ran upstairs and turned on the TV, and all of a sudden we're all getting up. It's really early in the morning. What's happening? And then for some reason we're all allowed to go up and watch the television. It was just like, I would have been 9, 10. All of a sudden it's like, wait, that's a person jumping out of a flaming building.
It was the most
What is
eerie
this
thing,
movie?
eh?
What is this movie? Like, why are you letting me watch this movie?
It's a Die Hard.
It was very, very
That does sound
amazing to
Die
see.
Hard, yeah. Jeez, epic.
Yeah, scary.
Wow, it was a crazy. Yeah,
We keep going to some really dark territories tonight. It's lovely.
it's lovely.
It's nice. It brings out a nice human. All these airy-fairy conversations on this podcast. Everyone's trying to be all happy and joyous and over the top and smiley. Now it's nice to get some real earthy, grounded conversations.
Who knew?
Okay, yeah, got ya.
No.
Come on, Jolly Santa, spice it up. No.
I ran out of ideas. I only got a short memory, eh?
Are you a singing Santa?
No.
Because you have quite a beautiful voice. I'm hearing in the headphones here. It's deep, rich. Do you do any voiceover work at all?
No.
I think you probably could. Maybe I'll chat to some people I know in media if they need some advertising. Because you're down there in this beautiful voice. Oh, it's rich.
Oh, I'll take a few bucks for it, yeah.
What, singing?
No, can't sing.
You think you can't sing? You should hear me trying to sing.
Would you sing?
No, I wouldn't. I told Leo that.
Would you do it for charity?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I don't care.
Actually, you could be a good stand-in for me when I need extra help.
What's that supposed to mean? Oh, the beard.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about my stomach.
chuck a bit of paint in it, yeah.
I could do that. I might.
Get it from Pinky's for $2.
Would I go straight to hell though, or? No, it's all right. Jarvis
talk to your parents.
witnesses don't believe in hell. It's fine.
Oh,
Well, you're not a Joe Witness
that's
anymore,
an
so
out.
you're right.
Yeah.
That's an out.
I could do that.
You'll be my doppelganger.
I've actually been to Santa before. I've helped Santa out by filling in for the local play centre. Their Santa was unavailable, and so I have still 2 Santa outfits in my cupboard at home. I was going to bring one. I thought, no, I won't. But I had to fill
It
in.
would confuse the children.
Right,
Absolutely.
You'd have to do it at Christmas time and just dress up.
The trouble is, I'm really like a small person with real glasses, and if they put other glasses on me, I can't see. And then I always know all the kids because
Hard, eh?
yeah, it's a tricky life,
Yeah.
Like
You could be an elf.
and it's hot.
You would be an
elf.
elf. To be fair,
Thanks.
you've got a
Thanks,
real
guys.
elf-like face.
Can I be like
Yeah.
like the
not a
like
compliment.
head elf? Can I be head elf, like
Yeah,
in
why not?
charge of like manufacturing or?
Zelda.
What's it?
Sorry, Link. Have you played Zelda? No.
No, I do know it, but no.
That movie, who's in Step Brothers?
Will Ferrell.
Ferrell?
Yeah, and he's in that movie, Elf, eh?
Oh yeah.
He is.
You
Yeah,
could be
pop
him.
elf.
You could be him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop Elf.
He's a good singer, actually. Will Ferrell,
Is he?
and he sings in that movie. Yeah, he's a proper singer, classically trained.
Do you know what song he sang? The real popular song.
He does that, because the Zoe, what's her face, is singing in the shower. Baby, it's cold outside, and he's sort of sitting there. Don't ask me.
Dusk in the Wind by Kansas.
Dusk in the Wind.
Yeah.
Would you
He sings that in.
You sing it for me.
No, I can't sing. He sings it in.
in Step Brothers.
No, not in Step Brothers. He's in a basketball stadium, I think, or something.
Oh, bloody thing. That's good. That baby wants to love me sexy. That movie where Bobby something or other. He's trying to get this really terrible basketball team in the league, and he's always got mascots.
That might be it. But the song was like
I've never seen that.
It's a good film.
Dusk in the Wind. All we are is dusk in the wind. Don't know.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that the people watching know it
Yeah.
or listening.
Yeah, they would have picked the
If you
Something
do,
like-
sing it
Such
into
a good-
your
such a good
sing it into
singer,
your
yeah.
phone
Yeah.
right now. If you're on a bus, just sing it into your phone. Just
Message it to us.
Join in with us. Can people do that? I don't know how this works. So can people send like a video message in response to ALTBAYS stuff? Is that a thing? Yeah? Oh, cool. Do that. Nice. Sing us Dust in the Wind, Dusk in the Wind
That's it, yeah. By Kansas.
by
He's
Kansas.
Who's going to sing it?
I don't know. People who listen and waste their time listening to bloody podcasts and watching people on a screen. You know,
It's not
those
a
people
waste
do
of
it.
time. I think it's one of the best things you can do with the time of your day.
Well, it's nice to be able to
podcast.
connect. Like, Boppa, I've not had a conversation with you before. I am now going to see you out in public and be like, I like that guy. He's got some great stories.
It
And
does.
Although you might not like me too, so I'll have to be ready for that.
But if you don't make enough enemies in your life, you're a coward or something, or you're boring, or something like that. I like it.
Is that true?
Okay.
They say something. I read it in a book, I think, or maybe it's in a movie.
I've got heaps.
Heaps of enemies. Shout out to Brett's enemies, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
I know you like your nibbles.
Sorry.
Use your microphone.
Sorry, man. Do you want to read the questions from the chat?
Yeah, man, give us something. The man behind the screen. Lots of questions about the man behind the screen, but we've got some more questions coming out from our lovely supporters.
Okay.
What do you got for us, Brett?
Blah 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 blah. It's great disguise.
Dude, it's the third boat ship that sank while he was on board. Psychic hugs from a social distance. Thanks, Yvette. Mary Bob's asking, have you been on 3 boats that have sunk?
Yeah, how do they know that?
Or almost sunk? I
I
think
was
you
on
told us.
the Kuiper boat,
Yeah.
the cruise ship, and then in a dinghy at Karakara Bay that actually flipped over, and I didn't have a life jacket on. It swan dry, and I was only 20 minutes on the boat ramp, but that's when I panicked.
Jeez.
So I'd get tired, and the swan dry is heavy, full of water, and I thought, what am I panicking for? I was on the Kuiper. Yeah, I did start panicking because I couldn't keep afloat after about 10, 15 minutes. Yeah.
Sad. I think this is a message. You should probably follow those signs.
No, he's had his third one now. What do they say? If something happens, it surely won't happen again. But if it happens twice, it'll surely happen a third time. So you've got the third time out of the way now, and you don't have to worry about it. Safe.
Safe as houses.
Who would have thought that Santa would have used to work security? That's interesting. I think security would be a good job for Santa. Generally, he knows how to. He knows who's naughty and nice. He knows how to go through the procedure, find out if they got weapons, if they're good people, bad people.
Yeah, you get conditioned to it, eh?
He's magic. I'm guessing.
What's this?
Well, he's got Jesus' powers. I don't know how Santa comes into Christmas, to be honest.
What's this black spot on your phone there, Brett? I can't move it. Is
That
it broken?
spot's awesome. Yeah, it's good. It's good for when
Is your phone broken? Is that
yeah,
what
it's
it
good
is?
for when you're trying to read a message and it's right in the middle of it.
Yeah, it's right. I can't read the last message there.
You'd have to get Taylor to ask whatever it says at the end, but it says it's from ALTBAYS, so unless it's Taylor asking a question.
Fair enough. Is there something there from Taylor, is there? The man behind the screen? I was going to say, because we've heard a few questions about Taylor lately, but the man behind the screen, the people want to know who he is, because, of course, there's no camera looking back behind us in the backstage area. A few more comments have come by fax, so thank you for those that have faxed me. More questions about the man behind the screen. Telegram's the best way to get me, if you want to have more inquiries. I was asked, another rumour came about Taylor, about whether, is it true that J.K. Rowling, the author, Harry Potter series and a few other books since then, is it true that J.K. Rowling...
Is transphobic? Is that what you're going to say?
Not there one, no. They're wondering whether that the man behind our screen here was the original inspiration for J.K. Rowling creating Voldemort as a character.
Oh.
We can't confirm that, but Ralph Fiennes, the actor who played Voldemort in the films, did spend an afternoon with the man behind the computers at Smitty's a couple of years ago. So
Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah, so that may have
He was also in Hannibal,
influenced
right?
that. Yes, Red Dragon. He was Red Dragon, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, we got some more. We got some stuff coming in. Oh, beautiful. Hi, Santa. What is your favorite part of the job, and how do you prepare yourself to answer tough questions that children ask you? Thank you, Hanako. Listening at home.
Hey?
So, how do you what's your favorite part?
Well, the favourite part, and this is coming from the truth.
From a known lie to children. Carry on.
To see kids believe in something, eh? And it does, honestly, man, it does feel a little bit magical when you see some of these kids, especially when I was with the sick children, they come alive, eh? If you get something you believe in that's like that, the kids believe, it's a real rewarding thing to see it.
That's nice. And do you so how do you prepare? Do you psych yourself up? Are you backstage boxing? Or?
No, I start immersing into this sort of roll around October, start putting on weight, the beard goes a bit greyer, it's a bit longer. Yeah, so
Twas the night before Christmas. Do you put on audiobooks and listen to Stephen Fry?
Have you seen Tim Allen and that Santa Claus?
I was just thinking that when you said that, yeah.
Yeah.
And so do you watch the films to get yourself in a zone or a character for how you'd respond to questions? Or
No, it just pops up in your head,
do you have a favourite reindeer?
Rudolph, yeah.
Rudolph,
Yeah.
absolute. Okay, so
Red
he's
nose,
the
red
youngest,
nose.
isn't he? He's the youngest one, isn't he? He came along as like the latest.
No idea.
Yes.
I got to stop sort of referencing you here.
Don't look at me.
You're not the expert.
It must be very satisfying though, right? Because you've done a lot of volunteering over the years, from what I can tell, and still do. And like, I haven't done much of it, but I was in the fire service for about 7 years, and it was probably one of the more satisfying times of my life, you know, to be able to go,
Oh,
you can
definitely,
help,
yeah.
you can help people
Yeah.
and whatnot. And I'm really interested by this. I should know what it's called. This food. No, the where you do your cooking, you know, for the Bellyful. Is that what it's called? Bellyful?
Yeah, they cook at the school, so they've got a really good kitchen
I just
there.
wanted could you just recap on that? Because like, could you recap on that?
So is that with
specific part?
Sue and Joe, like Sue Huntley Smith? Does she work with you in that, and Joe
Emily.
and Emily? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's, I think every Saturday a month. Sometimes, obviously, I couldn't be able to make all of them because I was working on a Saturday. We got a set menu that they stick to because of the children and people having certain allergies. So, it's bolognese, lasagna, macaroni cheese, and yeah, they can make quite a lot of meals in one day.
And so people make them and then people deliver them. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Now, how long do they do it? So is it so when women have the babies, they help them out for the first couple of weeks? Like
Oh, it's
month
with
or so?
any mothers that are in need, you know, with not just newborns, but just struggling with situations with their kids and stuff like that.
That's so nice. And for someone listening in the community right now, like if they just, is there a number they can just text or call, just make it easy on themselves? Would there be a
Oh,
page?
you should have come prepared.
There'll be a Facebook page, won't there, for Bellyful Whitianga?
Yes.
Nice.
I
We'll
can't-
be
sorry, I
able to
can't
find that.
remember
We
the
can link that.
number.
Can't
We'll
we?
have we'll have
Yeah.
we'll put it in the comments or
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
or the
And
notes, because I think that's quite important.
That's really
something
nice.
great that you guys do for the community. Is it just for Fitty that you do? I mean, I'm
Well,
guessing it's a
Bellyful-
nationwide.
Yeah, Bellyful started in Pukekohe not that many years ago. I'm having a slight guess here, maybe 4, hopefully I'm right.
Oh yeah,
And then it spread around through New Zealand. So it's got a national head office.
yeah. And then they'll give. What do you guys freeze them and then
Yeah,
send
frozen,
them,
yeah.
frozen, then send them out, and you might get half a dozen meals or something. Do you know how many like? So if
How
I
did you give it a time?
yeah.
Oh, I'm just having a little bit of a guess here. Maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, and it gives you like a half a week's meals.
Yeah.
You don't have to
Yeah.
worry about trying to cook something. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys need more help down there? More,
Oh, yeah,
more
it's always good to have
volunteers?
help, So,
Yeah.
you know, just drop a line to Emily or, you know, like you say, it's on the Facebook page.
Yeah, it will
Yeah.
be. And so, is it people more want volunteers, or is the money thing people can give to make things
Well,
easier?
money donations are really good, you know, for any charity. I think there's a lot of organisations that do help out with certain types of food for the meals they make, but, you know, the more the better, eh?
Yeah.
Absolutely. How do you feel about donations? Because a lot of people talk about how it's really nice to be able to give something and not tell anybody. But I think if you're able to give something and be able to tell people, yes, I'm giving you this, you should give too, because it's a nice thing to be able to say. Because the ultimate result of being able to say, yes, I'm giving to Bellyful, and yes, I'm giving to these charities, these people in need, is that people hear it and the more money will get to them.
Oh, definitely.
It's a charity. So shout out that, go and help Bellyful.
Yeah.
And once a month, you say you guys do it for 1 day a month
On a Saturday. Yeah.
on a
On
Saturday.
Saturday. Oh, bloody good.
Oh,
Hey, Boppa, it has been an absolute pleasure having you here. Are there any more things you want to bring up? Any more shout outs?
Well, no, in closing, if we're closing,
yes, absolutely.
I wrote a poem.
Ooh.
You know,
Is it
just
in
wrote a poem.
Portuguese?
Latin.
Oh, Christ. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll just chuck it out there, eh?
Yeah.
Well, how about I'll close up here, and then Dale, if we get this beautiful poem and then fade into our ends there. So thank you so much for joining us at ALTBAYS and ALTBAYS Studio in Whitianga. Brett, you're a champion, man. You got some final
you.
words from other side of the
Yeah,
chair?
like, subscribe, push the bell icon, whatever that button does. I'm not sure, but they all say it. So do that, please.
Nice. Brett,
Thank you for
Fabian,
coming.
thank you so much. We'll leave some final words over here. Boppa, please take us away.
Okay, the poem's called Carpe Diem, which we know that means, eh? Seize the day. Dreams, they come and go, like drops of rain upon winter snow. To catch a dream and see it grow, seize the day before you go.
Ka
Chuck
pai.
that out
Kia
there.
ora. Beautiful work. Thank you.